All right. Welcome back to the Top 5 podcast, and it's Oscar week. And we love the Oscars. That's a Wayne's World quote. I am joined today. Well, I'm Chris McPeak, first of all. And my guest today, well, who else would it be? It's Annie. Hi, Annie.
Hey, hi. Hello.
And how are you?
I'm quite excited about this because we always love the Academy Awards, and I want so desperately to keep loving the Academy Awards. But if they screwed up this year, I swear I will never watch them again. So
I could not agree with you more, although I've seen very little of this year's nominees. But, the buzz I'm reading is all leaning towards the direction that you want it to go. Although Brendan Fraser did eke out that SAG award, but it's probably because he's been, an actor for a really long time and all that stuff. And he got really fat. I don't know.
Whatever.
I know. I'm with you.
Yep. That's okay.
It is okay. It will be fine. Somebody cool will win something fun. And who thinks Diane Warren is going to lose for the 15th time or 14th time? That would probably be me. Okay, so our topic today, Annie, if you would do the honors.
So we're going to do Oscar surprises / snubs. And Chris, if you would like to explain, because I think we're pretty well synced with what we think this is, but if you want to go into more detail over surprises / snubs.
Yes, I will absolutely do that. So a surprise is when somebody that wasn't picked to win kind of pulls a major upset and everybody's surprised, or it could be something at the Oscars that we didn't see coming that was a surprise. And then of course a snub could be one of two things. A snub could be an actor who was nominated and lost to a surprise. See how that fits together so nicely. Or it could be somebody that we really thought should have been nominated, or we would have liked to have seen them nominated and they were not.
Yes.
So that is kind of what we're leaning towards. And of course, Andy and I like to talk about this stuff. So if we, get on something funky, we'll go with it.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. I'll go first this week.
Okay.
My number 5 is a snub.
Okay.
And I just always thought that Wesley Snipes was so good in New Jack City as playing the epitome of evil. And just no, he wasn't unlikable, but he was a terrible villain. And I just always thought that was a very underrated performance that should have been nominated for Academy Award going back, way back. I think that movie came out in 1989 about the kind of beginning of the crack epidemic in New York City and, the drug gangs that would sort of take over apartment buildings or communities. And Wesley Snipes is not one of my favorite actors per se, but I do appreciate that movie a lot. And I really did think his performance warranted an Oscar nomination. So that's my number 5 snub.
I like that a lot. I would love that one. I kind of want to watch that movie again now.
I know. I've been wanting to watch it again for quite some time. So I'm going to have to probably buy it from Amazon or rent it.
Yeah. Even though, he's a little bitty character, but you got Judd Nelson making an appearance, which can't go wrong with Nelson, but
you can't go wrong with Judd Nelson, especially when he's kind of playing the slacker. He's like, if Johnny, what was Johnny's last name from Breakfast Club? If Johnny Bender grew up and became a cop in New York City, I'm pretty sure it's the same guy.
Pretty much. Okay, I like that one. All right, so my number 5 is kind of a surprise / snub. I was more like a shock.
Yeah,
I was shocked. So 1999, when Roberto Benigni, is that how you pronounce that?
It is.
Yes, won Best Actor over Edward Norton and Tom Hanks. So
yes,
mind blowing. What just happened? And then on top of that, his reaction was one of those Oscar moments. It's you've never seen unbridled joy as you did in this, which it was so over the top, which that Edward Norton and Tom Hanks would never have reacted in that way. They would have been very much more I'm so honored.
Yes.
So the fact it was a surprise And I'm snubbed because I mean Tom Hanks, Edward Norton, they both had like much better, like in my opinion, much better acting performances.
Mhm.
But it was also like an actual moment where you felt that man's joy. So the surprise of like, I don't care. He may have like, we may have snubbed, we may have like totally dissed Ed and Tom, but Roberto, you just made me smile, like, and you just made my night. So
Yes,
it was, I
it's
guess that
so
was,
true.
yeah.
And if I want to say that the foreign film Oscar was announced earlier that night, which he also got because he directed and produced it. So
Right.
the actor thing was just kind of like, oh my gosh, my cup runs
Wow.
over.
It's like you really like me.
You really like me. Say it in Italian and put on your best Sally Field. Yeah. Well, we've talked about this movie before. It's a great film as far as filmmaking goes, but it's painful. And
Yeah.
I don't ever want to watch it again. But yeah, Roberto, we love you. And yeah, Unbridled Joy. You're absolutely right. I could not agree more. It was quite something to watch.
Yes.
Okay. My number 4 is a surprise. And
Okay.
this was, I want to say it was for 1996. So it was the 1997 Academy Awards. Juliette Binoche winning Best Supporting Actress, where everybody and their mother and their mother's mother and was expecting Lauren Bacall to win. And that was, I think, like there was a silence before there was an eruption of applause. And I mean, even Juliette didn't think she had a chance because she wrote nothing. And she said, I thought Lauren was going to win and she deserves it. Where are you? And it was just so, yeah, it was really bizarre. And I guess Lauren was really hurt by that. She apparently put it in her memoir and then finally got, I guess, an honorary Oscar in 2010-ish and passed away not too long after that. But, when you think of Lauren Bacall, you think of those great movies in the 40s that she was in with Humphrey Bogart and her, she just had the most amazing voice.
Yes.
And The Mirror Has Two Faces. And
yeah.
So anyway, that was a surprise. And I'm a big fan of Juliette Binoche. I do like her a lot. I did not like The English Patient. I thought it was a really slow, boring movie, but yeah, good for Juliette and super sorry, Lauren. May you rest in peace. We loved To Have and Have Not. So there you go.
Yeah. It is really that's a surprise / snub kind of in that, like, falls into that category.
Very true. You're absolutely right.
I freaking love Lauren Bacall. So we could do a top 5 on Lauren Bacall, but we'll save that for
probably could. Yeah.
Okay. So my number 4, it's a snub times 8.
Oh, wow. All right.
The fact that Glenn Close, 8-time nominee, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. So she is number 1. And especially the fact that I loved Olivia Colman. I loved her in The Favorite. And I loved in, help me out.
Wait, sorry. Which one?
So when in 2019, when Olivia Colman beat Glenn Close and Lady Gaga to win Best Actress, I was like, are you kidding me?
Yes.
That was her 8th nomination. So it's like don't make her be the one that gets the honorary Academy Award and career. The woman is due. So the fact that she's been snubbed 8 times. So the woman deserves her time. She deserves, like, give her the role of a lifetime so that not that she hasn't like performed a role of a life 8 times over. Right. But give her the role that's going to get her the nomination and the win. Right. Because the is like flat out, like, just freaking phenomenal. And I'm sorry.
I'm still pissed off that they gave the Oscar to Cher instead of her for Fatal Attraction. Like, are you kidding me? That was that was an incredible performance. She was perfect and just scary enough to freak you out. And since then has done an incredible amount of other amazing things too. But she always, this is what I'm afraid of, that because whoever was the non-host host at the COVID Oscars that made her get up and do the butt, I'm afraid that's going to destroy her for the rest of our lives.
That's
but hopefully not.
Moment of all time.
Yeah.
Like my least favorite Oscar memory of all fucking time. Yeah. That was graceful. And I fucking every second of it.
I have to it's burned on my brain. I'm starting to shake a little. Sorry. Okay. So I'm with you on Glenn Close. Absolutely.
Okay. There we go.
My number 3 is a surprise.
Okay.
And this was like, okay, so Eminem was the recipient of an Academy Award in whatever year that was. I forget the year. And it was Barbra Streisand that had to read the card that said the best original songs goes to Lose Yourself, which I thought, I was pulling for him so badly, but he did not perform that night and he didn't come. So when he finally comes back to the Oscars in 2020 and performs Lose Yourself as, an older artist, I was so happy for that moment. And it was a surprise and nobody saw it coming. And it was fantastic. And that's a great, great, great song that will turn up on another list here a little later. But I just was, I was over the moon that happened, even though it's still, I cringed thinking that, like, dude, why did you not perform the night that you won? Like, why would you not go? That's just so dumb. And maybe you didn't give a damn about a Grammy. Half of you people can't stomach me, let alone stand me. That's totally different thing, dude. This is not a Grammy. This is an Oscar. So anyway, Eminem, thanks for coming to the Oscars finally and singing your best original song winner.
I like that. Yeah, because that was the best original song in 2003. So like 17 years later.
Yeah, wow. I didn't realize it was. Golly, is it really that old?
I looked it up. At least that's what the interwebs is telling me. But
that blows my mind.
Yeah. Okay. So my number 3 is a surprise. And it was kind of like, I still cannot giggle about this, was the 2017 Best Picture Mix-Up.
Oh, and
God bless Warren Beatty. And I mean, God bless you, Faye Dunaway. But when they read La La Land and not Moonlight for the Best Picture, and like the La La Land people all go up on stage and the guy goes, wait, no, we didn't win.
We didn't win.
And it was like, what happened? What happened?
Yeah.
So
that's
weird.
Nuts.
So it's like a surprise, but also like it's also like an Oscar moment, but also a WTF of like colossal level.
Yeah. Like
this weird moment of the Oscars ever.
Who was in charge of the envelopes and handed Warren, and was it Diane Keaton or Faye Dunaway?
Yeah,
Faye Dunaway.
They both admit we're totally blind. We can't read the teleprompter to begin with. Whoever had the idea that, Bonnie and Clyde needed to make an appearance, God bless them. But however, it was definitely memorable.
Oh, God.
And I'm so sorry for the La La Land people, but I also La La Land totally did not deserve to win. So
I agree.
I'm glad for that.
Yeah. Hated that movie. Did not finish it. Happy for Emma Stone, but she will win something else where that's, a better film.
Yeah. One of these days.
Moonlight was a great movie. It's really, and how do you say his name? Mahershala Ali.
I love him. I can't pronounce his name either.
Yeah. I loved him since House of Cards, playing Remy. And anyway, good stuff.
So that's my number 3.
My number 2 is a big, big, big fat snub. And although the recipient of this Oscar is definitely going down in history as one of the finest character actors that ever walked on the planet, but it still breaks my heart, pisses me off, and makes me a little crazy that Daniel Day-Lewis beat Tom Cruise for Born on the 4th of July. It's quite a matter of contention in this house. But again, I take nothing away from Daniel Day-Lewis for his other 2 Oscars, but I just didn't think he deserved that one. So, and I fear that Tom Cruise is going to turn into Paul Newman, who is going to win an Oscar for a movie, maybe not that he didn't have fun playing Fast Eddie Felson, but I'm afraid Tom Cruise is going to be that guy. And I was hoping that there'd be a little, like, I don't know what you want to call it, Fast Eddie Felson karma. So even though Tom was never nominated for Top Gun, I thought it'll be lovely if he were to be nominated for that Oscar and win for, playing Maverick. But anyway, that's not happening. And we're pulling for, Austin Butler this year. But so that loss, we hold that fairly stingily in this household.
Yeah. So that's funny because the fact that was for My Left Foot, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so my number 2 is actually the snub for this year, Best Actor for Tom Cruise, because I really thought he was nominated for Maverick. So I totally want Austin Butler to win. That's beside the point. But the fact snubbed Tom Cruise. So he's been nominated once. And with you, like the fact that like he was in the movie with Paul Newman that got Paul Newman his Academy Award.
That's right.
It's weird. And he's a like put like his personal life. Like that's one thing I hate about people when they talk about actors and actresses and they get their personal lives mixed up. Just like keep it totally on the performance on screen. The man is an absolute like hands down professional. So and what the dedication that he put into and the hours and the work and the professionalism of what he did making Maverick, and the fact that, you know, this many years later is probably also one of the greatest sequels of all time.
Yeah.
You know, Godfather 2, and then you got Maverick. But so my number 2 is a snub, Best Actor Tom Cruise, because the man is like, he's one of my favorite actors. I'm gonna come right out there. He grabs my heart. He made me cry. He made me bawl like a baby in the original Top Gun. I mean, he like that movie itself, like he made me cry like a baby. I'm not shy. I'm not ashamed of that at all.
No, not at all.
So my number 2 is a snub because Tom Cruise, he should have been nominated this year.
I could not agree more. And I thought he was going to pull out the Magnolia Oscar, but then they gave it to Michael Caine for Hider House Rules, and I was cursing. Michael Caine had an Oscar already. God damn it! What is this shit? Anyway, okay, I have an honorable mention. This is a surprise, and I just get so tickled pink when I go back and watch cute little 11-year-old Anna Paquin winning for The Piano and getting up there on stage with her little blue beret, holding her trophy and just hyperventilating. I read that it was a 20-second pause of like no words because she had to like contain herself, which, you know, you're 11, like nobody's expecting you to contain yourself. It's so sweet. And I mean, she's gone on to do some other really cool things. I'm a big fan of True Blood. Stackhouse, probably the more definitive character for her, but I don't think anybody will forget the delightful loveliness of, you know, this not even adolescent girl yet winning an Academy Award and needing to go up there and say something. And then once she pulled it together, she was very poised, and it was really lovely
thing going on.
I know the hat was just adorable.
Well, if I could like do you like screenshot, like that was my honorable mention as well. Anna Paquin, Best Supporting Actress.
You're kidding. Oh, that's hilarious.
Because she was so cute. And I mean, it's like talk about, so like, you know, kind of bringing up the unbridled joy. Her joy that in that moment was palpable. It was like, you know what, I feel like an 11-year-old child again, because I'm so happy for this performer, for this actress who is so overwhelmed with like, you know, gratitude. So that was my HMT.
That is so funny. Well, I'll have to look this up, but I want to say there was a year where Holly Hunter was nominated twice for actress and supporting actress. And I think it was the year she won for Piano that Anna Paquin beat her for being nominated for The Firm. I think I'll have to verify that, but
I will look it up while we're talking. Yes.
Okay. Well, that puts us at number 1, doesn't it?
It does.
I debated over these. I debated over 2 things. So I'm not going to say that I'm going to mention them both anyway. It's not a tie, but I went back and forth between these 2. So the first thing, and it's not even a movie that I necessarily like a lot, but to say that, for people to say that Citizen Kane is the greatest movie ever made, and yet it didn't win Best Picture in the year it was nominated, is like, okay, what the hell happened there? And I've never seen How Green Is My Valley, so I can't say emphatically that was the better movie. But that always like didn't sit strange with me, or it did sit strange with me. But the big thing, the biggest snub I think ever in the history of the Academy Awards, is Martin Scorsese losing Best Director to Kevin Costner. And you know, Dances with Wolves, fine, like. I saw it once. I enjoyed it. I didn't ever needed to see it again. But Goodfellas is so good. And at that point in Marty's, call him Marty, like he's my friend, in Martin Scorsese's career, like he was the man. And he has not stopped being the man because he's continued to be nominated since then. But, you know, you had Taxi Driver and you had Raging Bull and you had, I'm trying to think of what came between Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, and then Goodfellas. But that Goodfellas is the most close to a perfect film as there is. Everybody's amazing. It's a great story. It's based on a true story. And for Kevin to, I don't know, it just never sat well with me, and it will infuriate me till the day I die. So
okay. Yeah, no, I'm with you. But he did finally win, though.
He did win for The Departed, which you know, I was very happy about that because that probably is my favorite Martin Scorsese movie.
Yeah. Yeah, so it wasn't like you got the honorary one for like 20 years later. He actually got the award for a really film. Yeah. I'm with that one. But I do love Dance with the Wolves. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, when we do the show about miscast roles, because I have a theory on that. I think Dances with Wolves would have been a perfect vehicle for Kurt Russell, and I sure as hell wish that they had cast him. And Kevin could have still gone to direct and produce, but for me, it wasn't a Kevin Costner role, and I didn't jive with it. But then I would think, like, you know, this move, Kurt Russell would have been great in this.
Yeah, but Kevin had such good sexual chemistry with
Mary McDonnell.
Okay, so my number one is a surprise / snub. So when Anthony Hopkins won over Chadwick Boseman, what year was that again?
That was just 2 years ago, 2021, I think.
Yes, because I did not, I can't even bring myself to watch the Anthony Hopkins movie. But
no, I'm not going to either.
I watched, oh dear Lord.
You and I watched Ma Rainey's Big Bottom together.
Yes, yeah. And he was so flipping good. I mean, I already loved him enough, but the fact that, like, in that movie, you can see, like, we didn't know that he was dying of cancer at the time, and it's like like gut pain, like how sad it was losing him. Yeah. But you could see, like, the illness overtaking him because of how skinny and, like, he did not look well.
No, he did not.
But the performance was absolutely just, I mean, he was charming and maniacal, you know, and homicidal, and like everything in a performance that you want to see all those, like, all the emotions on the spectrum come out. And he did everything with that performance. And we all expected him to win. Like, Anthony Hopkins show up because he didn't think he was going to win. Right. Because Chadwick that was his moment. That should have been the moment.
Should have been. I agree. That's a good call. And even the best actress that night.
Yeah.
I think everybody thought Viola Davis was going to win. And then they gave Frances McDormand her third Oscar, which, and again, I love me some Frances McDormand, but I didn't see that one. I didn't see either of those coming. And that kind of blew my mind.
Yeah, but I love me some Viola Davis more than I love me some Frances. I'm sorry, Viola. There's another, like, she kind of belongs on this list too, because holy smokes, I love that woman. But Chadwick, he will forever in our hearts be the Black Panther, and he will always be like the hero. And the fact he didn't tell anybody because he didn't want anybody to feel sorry for him, but also, like, the fact that he gave this big speech at the Washington tribute to Chadwick's college, being able to go to school.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he actually, like, there was I can't remember what event it was. It was either a dinner for Denzel or whatever, but Chadwick got up and, like, you know, I have you to thank for my education because of yada, yada, yada. So just, you know, the uplifting spirit that he gave to everybody that he surrounded himself with. So I just like that in my heart will always be like the worst mistake that the Academy ever made was not honoring that man.
Yeah.
Because of what he did for everybody that was, graced to be like in his presence.
So true.
Yeah.
Well, let's recap our surprises and snubs.
Okay. Well, we both had the same honorable mention with the surprise Paquin, her sweet little 11-year-old shocking
giddy self.
I'll go 5-1. Roberto with Best Actor over Tom Hanks. Snub Glenn Close, 8-time Always a Bridesmaid, Never a Bride. It's the Best Picture Mix-Up. Number 2, Best Actor Tom Cruise. You should have been nominated this year. I'm so sorry, my love. And then my number 1 surprise / snub was Chadwick Boseman not winning to Anthony Hopkins.
Okay, so we got the honorable mention crossover. Then my number 5 is a snub, Wesley Snipes for New Jack City. Number 4, surprise snub, Juliette Binoche over Lauren Bacall. Number 3, surprise, Eminem returns to the Oscars, however many years that was, 18 years later to perform Lose Yourself. Number 2, snub, Tom Cruise losing Best Actor to Daniel Day-Lewis. And number 1, snub, Marty losing to Crash Davis for Best Director.
I love it.
All right. Well, that is the first of our Oscar series. So people, you're getting 3 episodes this week, or at least between now and the Academy Awards. So we'll be back another day with a new Oscar topic. Until then, I'm Chris and she's Annie, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Love it.